everyone? That's really bright on my screen, so I'm going to turn it down a bit. Let's turn down this brightness. What's up, everyone? There we go. Not super bright. I'm cleaning off my palette right now. But hi, hello, welcome. Smash the like button if you haven't already. Busy day for me today. I was just streaming on Twitch apparently. You know, gotta do what I can to get that affiliate so I can start making some monies over on Twitch. But yeah, it's like I need to paint. So I don't know if you guys were there when I said this, but my New Year's resolution was to do one new portrait a month. And since it is no longer January, it is now February, I need to start a painting of a new portrait. And I painted Omni-Man for whatchamacallit, you know, for January. That was my portrait. I did it. I completed one. 11 more to go. And I was thinking for February, I would paint Boba Fett with his helmet on, of course. So I'd be painting a portrait of Boba Fett. And that way, when I do a review of the series, it'll be me like kind of narrating it to a time lapse of me painting Boba Fett. Now, I thought that sounded like a great idea. Who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. What do you guys think? I was watching Ricada. Oh, Ricada's on? Maybe I should have his stream playing in the background and listen to Ricada. That might be nice. Or is Ricada still live? Let me find out. Let's see. Ah, that was loud. Let's see. Make live. Nope, Nick's not live anymore. Alrighty then. Let's see. This is what happens when you missed it. I missed Nick's live stream. Oh well. There's a lot of stuff going on. Let's get this to be the newer side. Come on. Gotcha. I'm flipping around the... Much better. I know John was saying that one of the CG guys was doing like a drawing stream, and he just had his music playing in the background. And because it was like background music, it didn't get picked up by the YouTube bots. And I was like, I feel like I should do that. I want to do that because I want to listen to music or something while I paint. But like, I could try listening to a podcast or something. Hopefully I don't get flagged. I don't know. Should I risk it, or should I just mumble through this stream? I gotta say, it's really nice playing video games again. I really enjoy it. The one thing I did prefer on YouTube, though, was the chat was a little bit more active, and the people in the chat were able to help me a little bit more and like walk me through it because I had no idea what I was doing. So I do miss that aspect of it because I'm like, I want to play The Witcher, but I need people's help. Let's let that soak a little bit. One problem with these plastic things is that they go dull so fast. They work so good at first. And I'm afraid to use a real one because I don't want to scratch up this glass. I feel like this could be like, what? One of those ASMR streams. Oh, my princess. Tulip is in the studio with me today. Tulip is the studio Pika-Pee. My little Pekingese princess. My little Pekingese princess went to the vet the other day. My poor sweet girl went to the vet. She was such a good girl. When I took her in, my appointment for her was 12:30. I got there early and I brought her in at like 12:15. And they're like, okay, because of COVID, you have to wait out in your car. And I was like, okay. Because she had to get 3 shots. I wanted her nails trimmed. She needed to get microchipped. And then also they were checking her for worms. Now, I thought this was going to be 30 minutes tops. No. Like, what, 2 or 3 hours later? I'm blanking on, like, what time I actually got home. Peaches would know. It felt like fucking forever. You know, I can tell you when. I was watching Critical Drinker stream, and it was after they were talking about Supernatural and Lost and all of that. And how, like, the shows... I remember I was watching that part of it. And then I think I tried reading and stuff. So whatever time that was in the United States Pacific Standard Time. I think that was like about 20-30 minutes before they called me. Like, oh, actually, I can see when they called me because it's on my phone. Okay, let's see. What time did they call me? At 2:45. So, yeah. And then I had to go in and I had to pay and I had to wait another, like, I don't know, 15 minutes for her. So, yeah. I was not too happy about that. I was like, I wish you guys would have told me there's, like, a nice, like, outdoor mall right by them. I was like, I would have just gone and, like, gotten something to eat. And I could have peed. I was like, because I only thought it was going to be like 30 minutes and I peed before I left. But I was sitting in my car and all I had with me was like my little lemonade. And so I was drinking it and I was like, fuck, I got to pee. And of course they don't have any public restrooms. And I'm like, fuck this. At least I know now. I'm like, I could have gone shopping. I could have gotten food. Not like I would have actually bought anything. But I'm like, it would have been nice to like, it was a pretty day. Could have gone out. But like, I don't know if you guys do this. When I was sitting there and I'm like, it's been like an hour. And I'm like, well, if I go now, the second I get over there, they're going to call me to come get her. And that just kept going through my head as the minutes passed and passed and passed. So, yeah, I guess it's my bad too. But still, they should have told me it was going to be a really freaking long process. Send those damn cats to the vet, my retarded cats. They're just going to tell me what I already know, that they're dumb. I had to give Tulip that like worm and heart medicine, like the Yeah, the heartworm medicine thing. And then I had to give her like that little flea pill and whatnot. And of course she threw it up. And so I had to clean up her vomit. And not only did I have to clean up her vomit, I had to pick through her vomit to find those damn pills that she threw up and like put it back in her food to disguise her so she would eat it. I was like, ugh. And I don't do well with vomit. I'm one of those people, I see vomit and I just want to puke. My little princess, stop biting your foot, Tutu. How do you get them damn fleas? Yeah, it was sad when I first took Tulip in and I handed the lady her leash. She didn't want to leave me. And she was freaking out. And I'm like, I'm not leaving you. You're making me go outside or I'd go with you, Bubba. And her look of betrayal, I was like, oh my god, I'm a terrible human. My poor princess is scared and I have to leave her. It was breaking my heart. Little girl. This thing is already dull. It sucks. Maybe I'll have to give in one of these days and just get a regular one. I just really don't want to. I I'm really excited to get far enough in KOTOR again where I can actually do fun stuff. I am realizing, though, maybe it would be better to be one of them Jedi that, like, does all the lightsaber stuff, because I realized it today. I'm like, I always try to do, like, the middle thing, but what I really should do is focus on feats, because in reality, I only use a few of the lightsaber stuff, Like, force points are great and whatnot, but all I really need is heal, speed, and force lightning, and, like, maybe stun and, like, stun droid and stuff like that. And, I mean, I'll always have companions that have that. But I feel like most of the things that I gotta do is kill people with lightsabers, so it would just be handy to have that badassery. So, I'm already regretting not doing that this time. I'm like, I have to kill all these stupid Karth hounds. I have to kill all these people. It would be nice to be a little bit better at that, A little bit stronger. Like the Wookiee. Oh my gosh. I should have just went that route. Look at that. Just pick that right up. Anything new in that? There's 18 people here. What's up, all you 18 people? Anything new in life? How's the year going? Anyone got like a fun story to tell? I don't know. Wait a minute for the chat to catch up. Life's good. Very cozy tonight. Where is everyone watching from? Is it like super late for you guys or like early in the morning? Because I'm in Pacific time, so it's 1:54 in the morning for me. $11 a.m. That's convenient. At work. At work. Well, it's kind of clean. Look, you guys can see me now. Hi. Las Vegas. Ooh, fun. You saw the stream notification. That's a good thing. If you guys having it, please smash that like button. It's weird on Twitch. They don't have a like button. So I can't tell anyone to like smash it. I'm just like, just make sure that you follow me. Just do the whole follow thing. I think I'm going to get new glass. Just thinking about it. I'm like, that big gray one that I have, it's like cracked and stuff on the sides. I need to just run to like a thrift store and get one. But I want it to be this size. I just want to paint it a little bit darker than this. Like this is a little too light. Heavy baking. Like donuts. Let me try one of these. These are some of those paint mixers. Maybe these would be good at cleaning this off. So I saw like these designs for this comic book character that somebody's working on, and I was like, oh my god, it's so bad. But like the way that this person was like pitching it to me, they're like, oh yeah, this is like their dream, this is their life project. And this is why I have such a hard time like sharing some of the stuff that I love with people. It's because I couldn't say anything, but I'm like, this looks absolute terrible. Like, guys, I'm not even kidding. Like, Snowflake and Safe Space, terrible level of like character design. And I'm like, oh my god, this looks like, it just looks so bad. But it's like, you can't tell the person because like they're all excited and they're like, look it. And I'm like, fucking A, man, that's, I don't know how somebody could be proud of that, you know, but they are. And I'm like, all right, I'm just not going to say anything. It's not my place. They didn't ask for my opinion. They just wanted me to, they just wanted to show it. Yeah, see, share stuff with people and they tend to ruin it. Yeah, see. It's pure comedy. I wish it was comedy. That's the thing. Like, this is supposed to be a big, I'm air quoting it even though I'm over here so you guys can't see me. The big deal that's going to take on, you know, stuff. And I'm like, I don't know how you could be proud of that, but whatever. And like, the character doesn't even look like a superhero. It's another thing that irritated me. I'm like, this is your big superhero? They're not even in shape. I don't know. To each their own, though. I've been wanting to get a project going. I hate character design, like, with a burning passion. Like, unless I already know what the character looks like, I hate designing it, right? And, like, I know what like, I don't know if you guys do this when you're coming up with ideas or if you're the type of person that comes up with, like, stories, ideas, but give them the honest opinion. That's the thing. They didn't ask for my opinion. They just showed it to me. And they said, like, look, they didn't ask. So I have learned not to offer up my opinion unless it's asked for. And I don't give out free advice unless somebody asks for it. That's something I have learned. Because people get really pissed when you give them free advice, even though you're trying to help them. Yeah, you gave your opinion by saying effing eh. I didn't say that. I did not say that to them. You know, my response when people show me something and they're not asking for my opinion, and I don't want to like be like, oh my god, that's shit, or, you know, I start asking them questions, and then that like will tell me their level of like excitement about the character, and if their faces light up and they're like, oh my god, da, da, da. Like, that's a safe way I found of getting around, you know, I wouldn't say critiquing, but when somebody has like this project that, or something that I might not necessarily like, but you know, I just ask them questions about it, and that distracts them from asking me about my opinion, because people like to talk, especially about the stuff that, you know, they love. So if you just start asking questions, that I found that that's a great way of avoiding, you know, the hard that hard conversation of like, oh yeah, this is like your life dream and your life project, and I think it's terrible. You know, I've just learned that that's the best way to go about it. Like, there's a lot of people that were telling me my eye project was dumb. They're like, oh, this is a stupid idea. And I'm like, yes, I'm used to it. So I'm like, yes, completely fine. Like, if you think that this is a dumb idea, that's fine. But, you know, I want to do it, and I enjoy it. And I honestly just want the practice, and I want to get better at it, you know? And so, you know, I've learned, you know, how to deal with criticism. But there's some people that it's like, and it helps if you know the person well, and then like you can gauge how, you know, honest you can be, because everyone's like, oh yeah, give me your honest opinion. And I learned the hard way that when somebody asks you for their honest opinion, they don't want your uncensored, fully, completely brutally honest opinion. They still want the sugar coated, and I'm just not good at sugar coating things. And so, yeah, I just started asking questions about it. And it's like, okay. And it worked. You actually know the creators of Snowflake and Safe Space? You mean Daniel Kibblesmith? No, I'm just saying, like, the art looked like Snowflake and Safe Space level. Like, it was so bad. Alrighty. I guess I can start mixing these colors now. Oh, my princess, why aren't you on your pillow? Choo-choo, why aren't you on your pillow? Go here. Let's go on your pillow. On your pillow. You sit on your pillow. She was sitting on the floor. I don't like it when my princess sits on the floor. She needs to sit on a pillow. This is so cute. Okie dokie. Matthew, it is. That is the gentleman that we were painting today. Okay. He's got like blue eyes with like a brown spot in them. Okay. Alrighty. Let's start mixing this paint. Okay. This is another one of those cool lights and warm shadows. It's like so satisfying seeing this thing clean and then it just go back to being dirty. K2000, have you planned out the left or right eye layout as an equal numbers placement, or it doesn't matter? No, that doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is, because I have the option of doing like different metallic leafing. So I have gold, bronze, or copper, and silver. And so I'm going to have like them transition, like, you know, from one color to the next. And so whatchamacallit, gold, it'll be copper, gold, silver. Or we'll see what looks best on the wall, because right now, in theory, one looks good, but I could be wrong in like real life, you know. So just a little bit pinker. No, you know, that one's fine for right now. We'll do another around where it's a little bit more pink. There we go. Tell me. Oh, shit, did I even start recording this? I'm going to be so mad if I didn't. Okay, I did. Woo! There's this one artist that I follow that she does like portrait painting. And so she asked like her Instagram followers, like she wanted to get more portrait practice. And so she asked like her followers if they wanted their portraits done to like submit photos and that she would pick them. I've been kind of debating on doing that, but I know like a lot of people are like, they don't want to have like, you know, their faces out there like getting doxxed or something like that. But I mean, we could always do like a fake name or something. But I feel like my biggest concern is that obviously I can, you know, keep a secret and keep like the person's identity if they, you know, if they don't want it out there. But it would be like people getting offended because I didn't pick their photo, you know, because I'd have to be working from like a high resolution. But I would do like a twist on it. Like, do you want to be like a Viking or like a vampire or something like that? Like make it into like a character. I think that could be fun. But I don't know. I feel like I think things are fun and other people don't think the things I think is fun. To return to earlier, being any type of artist constitute having skill and talent on a gradient scale. Yet if the characters suck, that doesn't mean they suck as an artist. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. And I don't blame, a lot of the time I don't blame the artist for, if it's not like the artist design. Like let's say, you know, I hired an artist to design something for me and I said, okay, this has to be blonde hair, green eyes, 6 feet tall, with a scar on their face, and their outfit has to look like A, B, C, and D. So they already have like parameters that they have to do it under. So it's not like their complete creative idea, you know? Unless it's like, oh, I want you to create this character named Snowflake and her twin brother, Safe Space, and do all these stupid stuff. Oh, she's so cute. She's laying there like a little angel. I'm going to put this off right here because I don't really like what happened. I got a little too... Let's make it a little more blue. There we go. Now we can add more white. The other one was a little too warm. There we go. That's much better. Mm-hmm. Michael, I do go on other podcasts. I have the Jack show that I do, and I'll go on. I mean, if I'm awake or anything, I'll go on some of like the Comic Skate shows. I actually prefer streaming on other channels than on my own because I don't really like running streams, and I feel like I'm not very like entertaining as other people. So I do honestly prefer it when I'm like a guest on other people's channels, but I go on other streams occasionally. It depends on like my sleep schedule and, you know, how busy I am. But also I got really busy because of all like the calendar stuff. which has been a whole other animal on its own. So you guys could all probably imagine. Okay, let's get the eye color in here. Oh, and I'm trying to think of all the shows I'm on. I'm on Flashcast on Saturday nights. I'll go on Chrissy Mayer's Simpcast. Me and my friend Jessie have a show that we do together. I think I was just like on Drunk 3PO's show. And I was on EFAP recently. So I've been on a bunch of shows recently. I don't know, I'm not as like loud and outgoing on other people's channels, I think. Maybe that's why I don't go on like more. But I got actually invited to go on You Are Here in Dallas. So I'm supposed to be out there in March, actually. I think March 3rd is when I'm supposed to be on that show. I know that that's like part of a political channel, but I mean, I don't talk about politics, but I'm assuming that they know that considering they invited me. Yeah, Lance is right. It's part on if I'm invited. Also, it's like I've gotten invited to like plenty of shows, but I'm either not awake or I'm not in town. So it's a mix of both. I usually have to like plan ahead with me so I can make sure that it fits into my schedule. You know? Like I think I actually like Mahler asked me to go on like EFAP like 3 times and I couldn't. And then this last time I was like, I had something that I needed to get done. So I just stayed up late and got it done. Cause I was like, I can't like turn this guy down like a 3rd or a 4th time. I felt bad. So I was able to go on EFAP again. But, yeah, it's one of those things like time. You just don't have time. And also it's like, you have to make yourself at the end of the day a priority. And I have things that I need to get done. Like I need to get these paintings done and whatnot. And so sometimes I have to, it's like I can't go on a stream even if I have a link because I have to get videos done or I need to get stuff in real life or I need to eat or I need to sleep or I need to walk my dog or I want to spend time with my boyfriend. Stuff like that. But I'm also pretty antisocial. So it's like I talk to the same people. And that's why I usually go on like the same shows or like the same usual channels. And so those are like, usually like the people that I talk to. And so it's just like a natural thing. And also I know some people like treat a lot of the stuff online like very business oriented, but I feel like the way I see it is it's like when I'm on a stream, I'm hanging out with my friends. And I feel like the streams that I do the best on are when I'm like actually comfortable on. And so when I'm just like hanging out with like Cecil or John or Kelsey or Ethan or on Yellow Flash's show, it's like I'm just hanging out with my friends. It's kind of like, going over to your friend's house and you have the usuals that are like really loud and talking and you're hanging out and you're there too. But it's like I'll add something when I got something to add. But most of the time I'm like, just chill, I guess. Like, let's just hang out and chill and talk about movies and stuff. I dig that. Yeah, I hope that answered the question. But yeah, the show that you are here show, I've never spoken to Elijah, and I've talked to Sydney. Well, she was the one that hit me up about it. But yeah, I'm actually kind of nervous about that one because like I did like that video with like breaking down like the Jack Murphy yelling at Sydney situation. And I said it in the very beginning, I'm like, I don't know who any of these people are. I have no context. This is just me talking about this situation, face value for what I saw. And so like her and Jack actually both separately like hit me up about it. But I think I was fair, and then I found out all that weird stuff and I was like, oh dear Lord. But she was nice. That's weird. I usually don't do videos like that, but a lot of people were asking me about it because we were talking about it on Flashcast, and then I was supposed to be on a stream with her on Chrissy's Simpcast, and she ended up canceling. So I was like, all right, I'll tell you guys what I think about the situation with the very limited knowledge I have. I usually don't mix this much paint for one eye, but I already know in the end it's going to be worth it. This gentleman's got a lot of interesting pigments in his face. Oh, Ryan Blue Thunder, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Anna. Sorry if it has been asked and answered, but what are your thoughts on Book of Baby Yoda? I get people had their complaints, but seeing training was something everyone craved and I loved it. Yeah, I did a reaction video to that in which I was just squealing the entire time. I had problems with that episode. But the thing that stuck out the most to me that like irritated me was just Ahsoka being there and saying like, "Oh, you're so much like your father," and I'm like, "You mean like the mass murderer?" Yeah. Let's see. Trillium. I don't know who Trillium is off the top of my head. Okay, but to answer your question, it's like if Luke has access to somebody that knew his father and his mother, like I would expect him to be asking a shit ton of questions and learning about his like parents and what happened. But he didn't, and like she didn't. And like I'm like, maybe they already had that conversation and whatnot, but I don't know. Considering we haven't seen it, like maybe they'll do a flashback and this issue of mine will go away. But as of right now, just her being there and like randomly saying like, oh, like your father, and it's like, you mean the guy that turned into Darth Vader and like killed all those younglings, like that guy, like come on. And then like even Luke's training style, it wasn't really like Anakin's. So her saying that just felt really out of place. Like I get it, it's the fan service trying to bring everything together, but that was my biggest like I know some people got mad at me because I didn't react enough to Cad Bane, but I'm like, I don't know. It's like I barely care about this as it is, and so with all of that, I'm just like, you know what? And people complaining about his skin not being blue enough. I'm like, I saw the Unreal Cinema, which channel I really like. They did like the edit to make him bluer. I actually think it looked better paler because you could see like all of the textures on his skin and his wrinkles and whatnot. And I don't know, I preferred it lighter. I know that like the character's a little bit more saturated of a blue, but I think it looked more natural the way that Lucasfilm did it versus the Unreal Cinema guys. Which again, I really like their stuff. I like everything that they're doing. But that was just one that I'm like, I don't think it fixed it. And again, that's just my opinion. But yeah. Seeing little baby Yoda jump from the rock to the rock. Oh, so cute. It's just so cute. I wonder if he'll talk. That's my thing. I just says, is the baby gonna talk? Is he gonna say something all cute? Is he gonna be like, Mendo? And Luke getting like all like a dick about attachments. It's like, motherfucker, you're attached to your sister, you're attached to your best friend, and a little bit you're going to be attached to your wife and your family. So you're giving Baby Yoda. I know if he like has a line where he's just like, this is like a weakness I'm still trying to overcome and I want better for you. Like that's all you got to say to like fix those things. But I don't know, I don't really have faith in them to do that. And I don't really like this like hero god worship of Dave Filoni. All right, I got the colors done. Finally, got 3 rows. This is going to be a long live stream, isn't it? All right, let me take a picture. Damn. Okay. I'll zoom in for you guys. All right. Let's start the painting. I was cleaning up my studio today. It's so nice to actually be able to move around in here. Damn it, that's what I forgot. I was cleaning off all my brushes and I forgot them inside in my sink. I'm gonna have to go back in and get them in a minute. I'll sketch out this eye and then I'm gonna have to go run in and grab them. That's gonna wake up my cats and they're gonna go crazy. And you guys will hear them meowing, so that's gonna be fun. Oh, those cats are such assholes. I love them though. They're my assholes, you know. You know who's going to be coming on Flashcast tomorrow is V. I think he's one of Sargon's friends. Mm-hmm. This gentleman's got some long eyelashes. Lucky. All right. I have to run inside to grab my other paintbrushes, so I'm going to play you guys a little clip, and I will be right back. Let me see. Do you guys want to watch an eye, or do you guys want to watch Queen of Hearts? Put a 1 for an eye and 2 for Queen of Hearts. Or I could just pick. Okay, so you got 2. So you guys are going to get 2. Here you guys go. I'll be back in a minute. fun, wasn't it? All right, let's start painting this guy. Okay, let's see. I guess I can start with that section first. My brushes are all nice and clean. It's nice. Let's just do big colors first. Have any of you guys watched that that Pamela Anderson movie yet? Her TV show with like the sexy time tape? Yeah, I'm a night owl. 100%. I've always been a night owl. I feel like I get more stuff done at night. It's peaceful. I don't have to worry about anyone bothering me. And then I don't have to feel like that obligation that I'm not spending enough time with people, if that makes sense. Like I'm not being too much of a hermit because I'm like, oh, well, everyone's asleep. I can't it's not like I can go out, But, yeah, it's hard for me to I don't know. Just getting up, it's funny because the morning is my favorite time of the day. I think the world just looks so beautiful in morning sunlight, right after sunrise. And I much prefer watching the sunrise than watching the sunset. I just think it's so much more aesthetically pleasing in my opinion, but I'm never awake for it. Or if I'm I can't naturally wake up for the sunrise. Unless I'm on a very strange, unusual, unnatural sleep schedule for me. So when I'm just doing, night owl stuff, then I go to bed usually after the sun has set. But I don't know, I just think everything looks better in the mornings. It's prettier. Maybe it's just one of those to each their own things, but I think it's prettier that time of day. I don't really like the look of the evenings. I don't know, it kind of depresses me. I'm a little bit about aesthetics, if you haven't noticed, considering, I basically paint to try to make things look visually appealing, in my opinion, of what I find visually appealing. But everyone's different, and that's fine. But yeah, I'm most creative, I feel like, at night. It's hard to do stuff during the day because I feel like I should be outside and doing stuff and not inside doing stuff. I'm like, if the sun's out, I should be outside. I have the ending of Shrek stuck in my head, or Shrek 2, I should say. I Need a Hero song, but specifically the Shrek 2 version. Alrighty. Yeah, dude, I wish I could play music, but I don't want to get in trouble. Stephen Steele, thank you for the cheers. I think that's what it is. Like cheers coffee thing. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, did I start the next one? I did. Cool. Okay. Jesus. One of the like little shades on my light just fell off. I kind of just stuck it on there, so I like found it earlier. I don't know. It's the problem with having a dog in your studio. Those little hairs that get everywhere. But I love her. I'm not kick her out because she's my princess. And she's so sweet. She's so little. She's so little. She's so full of love. Look at Tutu. My angel. My little girl. My little princess. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I get kind of like in the zone. Excuse me. Hmm. Excuse me. Okay. Mm. Mhm. Johnny Twilly, thank you for super chat. I just did my sorting test. I'm Ravenclaw, Maplewood Wand, Dragon Heartstring, Rigid Flexibility, Eagle Patronus. Whoa, that's dope, dude. You're a very unique individual. Oh, shit. This is the story of my life right now. I'm getting tired, so I'm loading up too much on my paintbrush. Flick, highlight. There we go. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm, mm, mm. ADDZ 80, thank you for the super chat. Here's some more worthless Australian money for you. And well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's very kind. Oh, I see I missed another one. Oh, no, I got that one. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate all forms of support. What do you guys think of this one? You guys like this one? Yay, nay? What do you think? Woke up. She's making little puppy noises. She's so sweet. Oh, the sweetest girl. What's wrong? See, now don't you guys want to volunteer for the eye project and have your eye painted like this? And it doesn't just have to be your eye. Like, if you have, like, family that you know would like it, like, I'm more than happy to paint anyone's mom, dad, grandma, grandpa. Just, yeah. All right. I think I'm done. All right. Let's take a photo of this. All right. Move this over to my desk. A adds 80, thank you for the super chat. And how long and what did you study specifically to get good at painting? All right, that's a bit of a long story, so let me all right. Okay. So this is going to be kind of a sad, story. So I went to college I started off as an animation major, and I was going to do 3D animation and stuff so I could work for George Lucas on Star Wars and, like, video games and stuff. Because I was like, well, there's always there's always a job in video games where there might not necessarily be a job in movies and stuff. And so, whatchamacallit, my second week, second class, my teacher walked in. It was my Photoshop class and was like, George Lucas just sold Star Wars to Disney. And I was like, well, fuck. I mean, I love Disney, but I didn't want to work for them. I wanted to work for George Lucas, you know? And so I wasn't really liking the animation major. And then the concept art major was actually a part of illustration. And just for reference, I went to college at Academy of Art University in San Francisco, and I have my bachelor's in art and science, ironically. Yeah, it actually says science on my degree, which I'm like, yeah, don't ask me a science question. But so I was into my animation major, and I hated it. I'm like, aside from the stop motion class, which was fun, like I hated 3D animation. It wasn't fun. And it was time consuming. I hated Maya. It was a pain in the ass. And I'm like, I'm not enjoying it. And I'm like, I've always enjoyed, art and doing stuff. And I really was enjoying all of my foundation classes, which is like, drawing. And so, like, I remember we had to have this one, like right before you take any classes, they make you go to like all of these like meetings and talks, and basically they have people that were like successful from the school come and talk to everyone at the school. And this one guy was talking, and he was like an artist for Disney and like Nickelodeon and all that, so he'd worked at all of those places. And he was like, oh yeah, the first class you're going to take and you're going to fail it is this class called analysis of form, and that's understanding how to turn like a 3D or a flat or when you're drawing, you're looking at a 3D object like a sphere or like a cube or a cone or a pyramid, and how to draw that on a piece of paper with like charcoal and make it look three-dimensional and just a realistic render. And so he's like, you're not going to pass it. He's like, I took that class 4 times before I finally passed it. He's like, you're definitely not going to pass it the first time, and you're not going to get an A. And I thought to myself, I'm like, I don't care what I have to do. Just because he said that, I'm getting an A in that fucking class. I'm like, there's no ifs, ands, ors, buts about it. I'm getting a fucking A in that class. Just specifically because he said there's no way to get an A in that class. And so I was like, all right, challenge accepted. I got an A in that class, and it took basically over my entire life. And so I remember the first homework assignment I spent like 4 hours on. I still have it. So, it's at my friend's house. She has it somewhere. And whatchamacallit, I got the A, which you aren't supposed to be able to get, but I got it. And my teacher, it's really cool, like Chinese dude. And I remember the class, when you go into these classes, they have like all of these charts up. So like, this is what an A looks like. This is what an F looks like. This is what a D looks like. And, C, all those letters. And so they have to explain that to you, because a lot of people, and this is really like, I mean, it's not weird, but I mean, it's part of the artist's life. It's like, you can't get too attached emotionally to your work, but they had to be like very straightforward with you about the way that they grade it, because so many kids committed suicide because they didn't pass this class. And like my teacher, he like he felt very guilty, because I guess as he didn't pass this one student, and that student, was one of the kids that did commit suicide. And so he was like, the very first day of class, he's like, nope, he's like, if you get an A in this class, you shouldn't be in college. You should be working already. Like, he's like, I don't give out A's. I was one of 2 people in the entire school that took that damn class that got an A. And I was like, I'm getting a fucking A. But the first homework assignment, it was, a cube, a sphere, and a cone or something. And I remember I was just drawing it and drawing it and drawing it. And I spent like 4 hours on it. And then I came into class the next day, and he's just like, it's perfect. Which, like, you never hear in art school. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And the next day in class, I was like, basically, just working on the drawing. So I didn't really have much to do because it's like I kind of had already finished it. And so then I went on into, you have to take all of these foundation classes, which are basically just studio art classes. And I always loved those classes, but I never liked any of my core classes. And that's when I realized this was when I was still an animation major. I'm like, I'm not having fun. And I feel like I should be having fun, but I'm not enjoying animation. So I decided to switch my major from animation to concept art. And luckily I was already early enough in my degree, and like the classes, there's a lot of crossover. So it worked out for me. And like I have all this like 3D training that, a lot of other concept artists hadn't added that to the curriculum. So I actually had kind of a level up than other people, I guess, in a way. And so I didn't really paint much. I didn't take a painting class until like my third year of college. And so I was in this painting class, and then like all I was doing is drawing all the time, or like digital painting, but I loved drawing, and I could do photorealistic drawing. Sometime I'll find a photo. So my final, I had to draw like a portrait of somebody, and I drew David Beckham. And I mean, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, this thing was photorealistic like David Beckham. And so I was working at, because I was in college, I needed money to like eat and stuff. And I was working on the pier at this restaurant, and I took the bus home, and I was walking home, and this like psycho lady decided that it was going to be her great day and do something terrible to the world. And so I got attacked by this crazy fucking tweaker lady, and she didn't like try to steal anything from me. Her like sole purpose was to like try to kill me, because like the whole time she was just screaming about how she's gonna kill me, and I'm like this white bitch. And I don't know how I lived, but like I couldn't see, because like I was talking to my best friend, because she had just moved to Connecticut, and I was on the phone with her like with my headphones on, and I mean I was 2 blocks away from my apartment. And like I looked up, because the San Francisco, the streets are really wide. And so I looked up, and I like made eye contact with this lady to like, and it's like, is she gonna go on this side of the sidewalk, or is she gonna go on that side? And the last thing I remember like is just like seeing her fist coming at my face, and she grabbed like my hair and dragged me to the ground, and she took like my head and was just smashing it into the curb. And I couldn't get her off of me. And it wasn't like she was like this giant woman. She was, a little bit, very slightly bigger than me, but very, very skinny. And I mean, she was obviously on some hardcore drugs, but she was smashing my head into the curb. And I was just like, I'm going to die. I'm going to fucking die. And I was screaming, and I guess I passed out, because this went on for a long time, and I couldn't see anything. Like my eyes were open, but I couldn't see. And I couldn't get up. I couldn't move my arms. I couldn't like move my legs. And somehow something happened, and she lifted off of me a little bit. I don't know if I don't think anyone grabbed her, because I mean, this is the middle of the day in San Francisco, and like 2:30 p.m. streets were full of people, and not a single person helped me. And I just remember like we're next to the road, obviously, because it was the curb. And I was like, I'm either going to stay here and have this woman smash my skull in, or I'm going to get run over by a car. And I was like, I'd fucking rather get run over by a car, because that would be less painful. So there was a slight give, because I think she must have been repositioning herself, and I rolled onto the street. And I remember like a car running over my ponytail for a minute. And after that, I like just kept trying to get away from her, and I couldn't see anything. And I finally like made it to the other side of the street, and some girls took a selfie with me. Like they ran up, and I was crying, asking for help. My phone was smashed, and my friend was actually still on the phone. She's like, what the fuck is going on? And I'm like, I gotta call 911. I called 911, and like some weird tweaker dude came up to me and like grabbed my boob, and then the cops came. And there was, I mean, at least 12 officers and, 7 cop cars, because they took over the entire street trying to get this woman. And like, then the whole street filled up with people. And I mean, I was just scared, and this woman was just screaming, like that she's gonna kill me. And like, even when they like were arresting her and putting her in the cop car, she's like, just her face is pushed up against the window, just screaming at me. And unfortunately, I can't really hold a pencil the same way that I used to anymore. And so, because I always liked drawing, but they took me to the hospital and all that fun stuff. The joyous parts of being in a hospital, and I was just like freaked out. I was crying when I called my parents to tell them. My dad was just like, well, what happened? And I'm like, I don't know what happened. And I was just getting frustrated because I'm like, I don't fucking know. I don't know why she did it. I don't know what happened. All I know is that I'm hurt and I'm scared and I'm in the hospital and I can't fucking see. I can't feel like the back of my throat, and I can't lift anything with my hand. And so I had to email all my teachers because it was right before what finals were coming up. And I'm just like, had to tell my teachers, like, hey, I'm going to be missing class because I'm in the hospital and, all this shit happened. And so I was in a painting class, and my painting teacher, when I did go in, and I couldn't grip anything. And so he's a very, very older gentleman, and his name is Frank. And he just had a little talk with me, and I guess he had experience working with people that were veterans that had trouble like holding stuff, whether it be from like PTSD or whatchamacallit, or like shell shock or something, but like shaking, because my hand, it didn't, not necessarily it didn't shake because of I mean, I don't really know how to like compare it to what they had, but so I just couldn't grip it. And when like your muscles just can't hold things, or like when you're at the gym and like you start shaking because like the weight is too much, that was it. And like I remember my best friend Sav, like she had to carry everything for me, and I was absolutely terrified of like leaving my house. And that's partially why I'm such a hermit, because like for the first like few months, like everywhere I went I could just see this lady. Like I mean, people down the street like didn't even resemble her, and I would just be like terrified that was her. And so my painting teacher, he taught me some techniques and was like, he's like, you might not be able to draw like you used to, but here are tricks to trick people into thinking that, I guess, not that you're a better painter, but here's a way to paint so that way you can, that doesn't, hinder you in your ability. So I don't draw as much as I used to, but and I would get really fucking frustrated because I'm like, I know what I used to be able to do, and it angers me that I can't do that anymore. Or, I'm sure I can if I, because it's been almost 6 years now since this happened. And whatchamacallit, okay, I think that's good. Sorry, I'm uploading this onto Instagram, which is why I'm like stuttering while I'm talking. But yeah, he taught me some tricks on how to, work with not being able to grip things a certain way, not being able to, have full control of my hand or my arm the same way. And so that's why when I paint, I actually kind of do it like makeup. So I just blend everything. And so, I just started painting, and I always liked painting when I was a kid. I don't necessarily think I'm like the best painter in the world, but if it wasn't for the techniques that he taught me, I wouldn't be able to paint the way that I do. And I don't really know how to explain it, because if you watch other artists, I don't paint the same way that they do. Yeah, there's like blending and stuff, but I have to do it the way that I do it because I can't really do it the other way. So I hope that answers your question. But, yeah, not a story I like telling. But, it's weird actually talking about it now. And I think I'd, more comfortable talking about it here than, like, on my extra camera. What? Yeah. Let me share my screen so we can watch this. All right, here it is. I don't know if I necessarily like the way that that's framed, but it is what it is. Let's look at this beautiful, but so yeah, it's one of those things that I get really frustrated when I'm drawing because everything that I do kind of has like this weird slant, and I'll show you guys one day. I have all my old sketchbooks and stuff, and I'll walk you guys through how, the way I used to draw, which I'm sure I could get back to that level if I really tried and put my mind to it. But I just get so frustrated when, like, and it's frustrating because if it was just a me thing, I don't think I'd be as frustrated, but because it's like, it makes me think of like what happened and why I'm not able to do the things that I used to do, and I can't manipulate like my hand or my wrist or my arm the way that I used to be able to get the results that I want. So this is the painting. Let's watch this. I'll put the link in if you guys want to go smash the like button on it on Instagram. But yeah, so it's one of maybe I will try it again, but I'm like, I don't really have time anymore either, and I have like all of these painting projects, and I feel like people always have a better response to paintings than they do to drawing anyway. And it's not like I can't draw anymore. I just can't draw the same way that I used to. So it's frustrating, and I just don't like thinking about it. But yeah. Yeah, so that's why I paint the way that I do, and that's why I like painting. So hope that answered your question. Yeah, I see a lot more super chats came in. Let me read some of them. Let's see. Ryan Blue Thunder, thank you for the super chat. Thanks, Anna, for the entertainment in my morning jog. Splendid blending. Thank you. Jimmy Feckles, thank you for the super sticker, and it is a heart. Well, thank you. Ads 80, thank you for the super chat. I need to pay extra because this is an epic story so far. So glad you're okay. Oh, well, thank you. I wouldn't say it's epic. It's like the worst shit in my life, you know. Jeremy Burtz, thank you for the super chat, even though you didn't say anything. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's like a lot of stuff just doesn't bother me now because it's like I've already kind of lived through the worst things that I ever thought could like possibly happen. And it's like, oh, well, I lived. So, you know, it's just trying to figure out how to overcome those obstacles and those challenges. And I still like have a hard time, doing that. You guys actually want to know like a secret on why I'm doing like the eye project? It's not just because, a lot of people like to draw eyes. Like that's like the number one thing that people will doodle is like an eye. And it's also like a part of the face that's interesting. But honestly, it's also part of like getting over my fear, because for, that time, the last thing that I thought I was ever going to see was that woman's eyes, because that's the last thing that I did see, and until like my vision came back, and even then it was like blurry and whatnot from getting my head smashed. But yeah, so yeah, for a long time I had a really hard time making eye contact, which was before I actually would make people uncomfortable because I wouldn't break eye contact when I was having a conversation with people. And then after that, it's like I had a really hard time. And it's like I never wanted to go anywhere. I didn't want to go outside because I'm like, this happened 2 blocks away on a crowded San Francisco street with hundreds of people. Like, you know. So yeah, this is like me practicing, getting better at my painting, but also like overcoming like, the last thing I possibly would have seen would have been that. It's like drugs and evil, man. And then not only that, like that woman, she would call me like every day. And this is one of the things that's so fucked up. And I don't know if it's the rest of the country, but like because I was living in San Francisco, I had to go to court to like and like testify, which I didn't want to do. I didn't know that's what I was doing. I just thought, because the police arrested her, that I had to go fill out some paperwork. They're like, oh no, you're actually testifying today. I was like, why didn't you tell me that in my letter? Or like, because they sent me a letter saying that I was summoned, and I thought that I was, because they did it like multiple times, and every single time it was to sign paperwork. So I thought I was doing that again. And I was terrified, and I had to go up on the stand. And that's why I think I find it so fascinating watching like Nick's stuff. Because I'm like, if I would have known this when I was doing that, like, fuck, I answered everything wrong. But, I mean, I didn't answer everything wrong. It's just like, you could tell, like, certain questions were like meant to be like traps. But I mean, she pleaded guilty. So obviously she knew she fucking did it. And with all the cops that, I mean, there being over 12 cops there and having to like, 12 full-grown men trying to take down this like woman, and but I had to say my full first and last name. I had to say where I lived. I had to say where I worked. I had to say, just everything. And so this woman just knows everything about me. So when I graduated, I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here because she's gonna come find me again. Yeah, fucking psychos out there. But yeah. Rhino, what's up? Hey Anna, thanks for the radio. No problem, dude. I've seen you draw on stream. You're still good. Well, thank you. It took a lot of practice, and I'm very slow now. But maybe one day I'll do like a draw stream. All right. Well, we've watched this enough. Now I'm like, now I'm like, I kind of am debating on like just unlisting this stream because I don't want I don't know. Do we really need this story out there? Be a quick way for. Did she go to jail? Yeah, and she called me from jail because she pleaded guilty. Yeah, I would get calls from her all the fucking time, man. And I never answered them because they tell you like, oh, this person, like somebody from this prison is trying to call you. And I'm like, fuck no, don't call me. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be 6 years in December when that happened. I think 6. I think so. All right. Alrighty. Well, everyone go follow me on the Instagrams. It's the Art of Anna TSWG, and that's where I post all of these from the eye project. That was painting number 41. Can you guys believe that? Holy freaking crap. Well, you did tell the story before. Yeah, I know. I need to stop telling it. Maybe it's like one of those things that, when you talk about it, it makes it easier. I don't know. I've been told that that's a sign that you're like getting over it or like growing and whatnot. But yeah. I was just talking to like people before, and I'm like, because we were talking about like somebody that doxed me, because like, when my sister went missing, I got doxed, obviously. But like people that, shouldn't be doxing me, that were, not allies, but like acquaintances kind of people that were like, oh yeah, let's just like advertise and refer to, Anna by her like, full first and last name, and let's advertise it and do articles and stuff, when the article is about people that are like, you know, going crazy trying to like attack her and bother her on Twitter. And, you know, dox me and then, you know, have those weirdos go after my grandma who's in her 80s and doesn't need weirdos on the internet bothering her, which of course they did. But also it's like that lady knows my full first and last name, and I would really not like to move again because I like where I live and I don't need that fucking psycho hunting me down and trying to finish what she did. So that's, you know, another big reason why I don't want that information out there. But anyways, let's see. I think I'm done. Yeah, thank you so much, Matthew, for volunteering. It was a lot of fun to paint you. And let's see, who is next? Let me get my chart out. Mm-hmm. Tim is next. Tim is next. Alrighty. Well, everyone, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for being here. A few times apart. Oh, from the boob. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I'm like, is this appropriate to tell this aspect of it? Let's see. Yeah, like a couple times in San Francisco, some weirdos grabbed my boob. This one guy, when I was trying to get keys out of my purse one time, he like came up and like grabbed my ass, but like not at like a normal on the outside. Like I was wearing a skirt and he reached under my skirt to like cup my ass. I have never punched someone so fast in my entire life. But anyways, I'm done. So now I gotta do like, I don't know. Do I want to have a video come out tomorrow? I guess I can. I guess I can keep with the video making. So I guess I'm going to film a video. I don't know what it's going to be on. But I guess I should do that. And then maybe I'll go inside and read a little bit. Do I want to go to bed? I'm not tired yet. But anyways. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your night, morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And you know, I'll play an outro, but may the force be with you because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. Damn it. Adds 80 thing for the super chat. But Anna, look how brave you are now. I have a terrible life or death stuff happen to me too. I'm missing a finger, but you know what? This stuff shapes you to who you are as a person. I am proud of you, Anna. Oh, thank you. That fucking sucks you lost a finger. Shit. That's hardcore. Yeah, you know, what was it? It's like that quote where it's like, these obstacles wouldn't be in your path if, like, you couldn't overcome them kind of thing. And I try to tell myself that to keep myself from, like, being angry or depressed when, like, things are happening. I'm like, there's a way to get around this, and this is just, like, one of those challenge accepted kind of moments is the way I try to look at things. But I am losing the energies. So I'm going to play the outro one more time. Please don't super chat again. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching. May the force be with you. Bye.